Good morning, welcome back to the bird room. I'm Shane from Direct Bird Products and here again in the bird room. Just to report on what's gone on over the last couple of weeks and give you a few tips on moving forward with the British, tell you what's been going off with the British in my shed and with the canaries as well. So stay tuned, watch till the end, and obviously there's plenty for everyone to see. You can all see I'm sporting, probably stand further back, a 5 Canary Council polo top. Thanks guys at the 5 Canary Council, and it might upset some people that are obviously in the 5 Federation. I'm not about who's what and who's done this and who's done that. We're all in it for the same thing, breeding and showing birds, so let's all get along and enjoy the hobby. But a massive thanks to the 5 Canary Council, which I'm a member of and on the committee of, so brilliant things being done by them in my opinion. I mean, I can't comment on the 5 Federation. I'm not an active member of 5 Federation. No reason why, just that when I started with the 5s, it was the 5 Canary Council that put me in the right direction of what I need to be doing and this and that. So thanks again, and it's really appreciated. So we'll start today with the Chaffinches. Reason starting with the Chaffinches because I've been asked how many times will a Chaffinch go to nest successfully. Usually around 2 rounds, but not always the case. I mean, everyone who knows what I've bred my Chaffies, they was in the flight, but now they're in this flight cage here. They just weren't settling in the flight. Every time I've bred them in a flight cage before, they've done the job. So what I've done is basically take them out of the flight and use the flight for the pair of Greenfinches that were in here, and I'll explain more on that shortly. They've been in this flight cage now after 5 days, and she's already started to build. So I mean, the problem we've got is this cockbird is constantly chasing her around. That's the problem with breeding in flight cages. When you're breeding in, obviously flights have got a lot more room to fly around without obviously bothering so much. And not just that, as you'll see throughout the episode, when I'm stood here, he doesn't like it. He gives I would call a call where he's obviously not happy about me. I can't think of the word to put it here, but in the wild, put it this way: if you're walking past and you're anywhere in the vicinity of the nest, it will sound an alarming call to the hen birds to let them know that you're around. Well, like I said, they're in this cage now. They're doing the job. I've given regular mealworms as throughout the rest of the birds. As I said, with the Greenfinches that were in here, she just kept laying eggs everywhere, one nest and another, but never actually sitting them. But ironically, most of them eggs were full, which is under canaries and another pair of Greenfinches, which is due to hatch at any point. I've put her in the flight. She's not even attempting to build. Same thing again. I've seen her just dropping eggs in one nest and another, so I took another 2 away yesterday, and I'm put pot eggs in there, hoping that the fact that she might actually go to sit, but we'll soon see. So with the rest of the British, I mean, there's not really anything happening with, like, such as the linnets, the other pair of brambles, I've got 2 pairs of brambles now, but we have actually acquired a pair of reed buntings. I just see them one day and I thought to myself, why not? I've always fancied a pair, and they'll fit in perfectly with obviously the other birds that we've got, the chaffinches, the brambles. They're all classed as buntings anyway, so they're not going to get anything different to what the other birds are getting. But like I said, not really doing anything as yet, but I'm sure within time that they will. So as for the Greenfinches, out of the pairs, like I said, we have lost a cock in one flight, and unfortunately an hen in one of the flight cages that we had. No idea why with the M bird, she just seemed to die. So that's a pair there, gone. With the others, not been brilliant if I'm honest. One of the flights did have a full egg in there. I went in and checked it, full egg. Thought great, leave it alone. She had 3 eggs in there, 1 were full. Seemingly the same from the last round anyway. But as I went in and checked a week later, the nest looked like it'd been pulled apart. Just 1 egg in there, and it weren't the one that were full. So what can you do? The other ones that I mentioned last time, they've successfully fledged and just started eating on their own. So that hen is looking to go back down again. Anytime now, really. All the other greenfinches are just on eggs now. I don't know if they're full or not. Hoping they are, because obviously they were clear last time, but that's birds for you. British birds are not for the faint-hearted. They can be brilliant 1 minute and then turn the next. Although the greenies in the flat cage over the other side of the shed, they've got full eggs. They're due to hatch in 2 days' time, so we'll see. Although we have brung 6 so far, and with the ones, there's 4 over there to hatch, and another 10 while floated about under other birds and the canaries that are due to hatch at any point. So I'll take one at a time if that's what it takes. There's nothing we can do about it. That'd give me up to a number of 14 with the greenfinches, so I'll take that all day long. I mean, as long as the quality's there, I don't care if we only breed 5 or 6, but obviously we are looking for 10 to 20 as usual. Usually breed about 20 a year. And as for the exhibition type, that's quite good going, because the bigger and better birds are exhibition type, the harder they are to breed, as everyone knows. So yeah, I mean, we're getting there slowly. One most important thing I must stress when it comes to breeding any British birds is the variation in nest sites, whether it be one in the open. Some birds like to nest in the open, some don't. I mean, with the chaffinches, I've always found that the nest on the front, and this one here is where the hen bird's building in this one. She's got 3 different sites, 2 on the front, different, one a caged nest, one a cocoa at the back, and just one in one of the wire nests with a cocoa insert into it inside, and this is what she decided to do. As in the flights, there's obviously different variations of type and areas to put them in. And it's not just me that's telling you this. Birds, in an opinion, want some variation. Some might like to be have a lot of cover, whereas others don't. It's every bird is individual, and if you've got 2, I always definitely offer 2 sites, sometimes 3 or 4, depending on the size of the flight, and they'll pick where they want to nest. And just bear in mind, obviously, if you've got young'uns like I have in the flight, when she's left there, she's going to be looking to build straight away in another nest site. So remember that she's obviously going to find one that she's comfortable with. Otherwise, what she's going to do is try and turf them chicks out before they're ready to leave and try and rebuild in that nest. And obviously, that's not it's not what you want to happen. So variation in nest sites is definitely a must with breeding any British birds, regardless of what type it is. And I think you'll get more success that way. One thing also, always remember, and this goes with canaries as I'll explain in a little while, when you see them starting to look to go to nest again, offer plenty of nesting material, because all they're going to do is put the young to get feathers off them to build a nest with. Mules and hybrid pairs. Golden mule pair with the Norwich, obviously. We've got chicks from her. Not a problem. She went to nest again, same thing again. He's in there, so I took the eggs away as she was laying them. Third egg, soft shelled. Now, obviously that's to do with lack of calcium or some deficiency of calcium. She has calcium in her water. Thought, well, we'll see. day after she laid a good egg again. So it does happen from time to time. Just bear that in mind. It's not all be all and end all if anything like that happens. Bit of grit in there. Make sure that those stuck with calcium in the water, and they should be totally fine. So them eggs, because obviously the goldfinch, as soon as I take him away, she comes off the nest and she's calling them constantly. So they're under a canary cage number 14. I have checked them, they are full. So second round of goldfinch mules, all being well, fingers crossed, should be out next week. Problem is that we can't count them yet because obviously we're getting warmer weather now, where we do tend to start getting dead in shell if the humidity in the bird room, not just mine, everyone else's, is not right. There's ways to combat that. Make sure you get a humidity meter for a start. That's an easy way to do it. Just mopping your floor in your shed, spraying the air in the shed, spraying the eggs. What I tend to do is bob the eggs a couple of times before they're due to hatch, softens the eggshell up, and the chicks come out a lot easier. I think that's probably one of my successes this year, is spending more time in the bird room in between work, and a bit more hands-on with the birds this year rather than letting them get on with it on their own. So hopefully that's something that would happen in a couple of weeks' time. Anyway, Siski Mule in pair. She laid one egg. Saw her starting to build up. The nest was in there 1 minute, out there next. The Siski cock kept pulling it out. So luckily I went in there one morning, she'd laid an egg. I took that out. That's also under another cage down here, which I'll explain later on what they're in with. I don't know if that's full yet, because that's only been under there 3 days, I believe now. So we'll see. Chaffinch, Greenfinch pairings. Nothing again as yet. They're both still messing around building up, and that goes without saying for any mule and hybrid pairs. They do take a lot of effort to get to where they are. Why do you think they do so well on the show bench, as well as beautiful to see? Twat mule down here singing away beautifully. The greeny bully pair, even though I've seen a tread, eggs were clear again. It happens. I took the nest back out yesterday, and I'm going to leave it out now for about a week's time, take the greeny cock away and reintroduce him just after she's built up, and obviously hopefully he'll tread her just before she's due to lay eggs. The next muling pair is a new muling pair. A massive thanks to Alan Orey. He did promise me a twite cock a long time ago. One of my friends happened to be going up there, and he phoned me up when he got back and said, I've got a surprise for you. I seen him down at one of the sales, and it were a twite cock from Alan. So honestly, Alan, thanks very much for that. Good thing about this pairing is it's the Yorkie cross Norwich cross 5, so it's got a bit of everything in this bird. I put him in, 2 days later I was watching him, and he was feeding her straight away. She's actually gone on eggs straight away, built up and gone straight on eggs. Whether they're full or not, I don't know, but I think if they're not, more luck towards next time, when obviously they've been together long enough. So on with the canaries. Now we have rung, or I have rung anyway, 96 so far. There is another 30 to 50 to ring. Now I only ordered 120, actually I ordered 100, but I got 120. It's not a problem, in fact it's a good problem. The birds are doing absolutely fantastic, better than I could ever imagine. I've never rung 100 fives, well never, because I've never had the amount of fives that I've got this year. And most of them have been weaned now and in the other bird room, which I will show you shortly. One thing to bear in mind when you are at the beginning of the breeding season, there's no point in breeding this many birds if you've got nowhere to put them. So if you think, right, I'm going to have 10 pairs of any birds, canaries, whatever birds they are, anticipate 10 pairs, so you'll need an extra 10 cages for them young at least. If you're letting them have 2 rounds, that's going to be 10 birds in 1 cage, or 10 young should they produce 5 each round. So bear that in mind. You know, it is pointless putting all that effort into your birds to breed your birds, to overcrowd them as the young ones, because I'll guarantee you, if you do that, you will lose them from being overcrowded. It just happens. Siskins, for instance, red poles, if you're breeding them, the better off if you're putting them in a flight, depending on size. Keep them in the nest mates together. 4 or 5 in a flight. If you start putting 10s and 20 in a flight, there's going to be too much activity, and I'll guarantee you, you would lose half of them. Same with the canaries. Like I said, maximum I would say 4 or 5 in a 12-inch cage, young that is. And then if you're looking to show them, you only want 1 or 2 in there, because they're going to pull at each other and they're going to be no good for showing. So just bear that in mind. Right, so as you can see, these birds, second round starting, cage number 1 for instance, their second round was empty. I think what had happened there was, when I took the cockbird away and put him in the other shed, I didn't get him in time to tread the end bird, or when I did, obviously it weren't a good tread. Birds can tread, but a good tread is a different story. And I think that's just what happened with that. So it does happen from time to time. I mean, I have missed, there's a couple down here that I've missed the same way. But obviously there's plenty of time yet to get the second round out of them. When you are going on to your second round of any birds, like I said with I said it with the greenfinches, I tend to drop my nest down onto the floor. So with this having Vaseline on the bottom, any piping, I've said this last year, if you put that on there, it holds if you've got a piece of drain pipe for instance, it actually holds a lot better and it won't move around. So that's the other good reason of Vaseline. It does hold it from swinging around in the bottom of the cage. More importantly, when, especially with fives, borders and stuff like that, is plucking, feather plucking, and I've got a few of the same. These ones in the of a shed where they've had the tails plucked. It happens. We can't be monitoring the birds every minute of every day, but obviously, you know, I do try and stop it as much as possible by offering nesting material constantly as soon as I've seen or dropped the nest down and offered another nest site, because what usually happens is they'll start pulling bits out of the young birds to start trying to build again, even if there's no nest in there. So get the nesting nice and early, offer plenty of nesting material, and it should slow them down, if not stop them. Chappy cockshit, he's in really good condition, this lad, but it should slow them down or stop them from plucking them young. If, like me, you're looking to show fives, the last thing you want is tails being pulled, because what happens is when they grow back, because remember in the first year with any bird they call them flighted because the flight feathers and tail feathers don't molt out till the second year. So you want that short tail on the 5. If it's been pulled, it comes back longer, making the bird appear longer. Same with the wing bars, you don't want them being damaged as well, because you want the wing bars nice and short and tucked in. If they get pulled, they're not going to be, they're going to appear longer. Just things to think about, and that's the reason why I offer nesting materials straight away as soon as I put another nest pan in and I know I've got young being weaned, or get them out and being weaned by a cockbird. If you are running pairs, separate them. Put the cockbird in another cage with the young birds and let him do the job that he's been doing all along. Don't seem rocket science, but it's just little thoughts to think about, because some people may overlook it. Right, I'm going to start off with the product of the week. Now this may surprise everybody. it's actually a seed. In my egg food mix, which I'll explain after I've explained the product of the week, I've been putting a mixture in there, not too much, something like this half full. Now over the years what I've done is put like wild seed or L seed in, but I tended to mix my own, which is like a siskin mix and a golden mix mixed together, which is the Bayer's one. And why it's the product of the week, everything in there is what I would add normally. Blue Moor, perfect in there. I mean, I can't get all the Blue Moor for love nor money at the moment, but this has it in. Perilla, it's got it in. Chia seeds, all the finer seeds, the lettuce seeds and stuff like that, this seed has got in. So what I tend to do is made my own mix with a combination of seeds. And if you like, it's called a power seed because it's got all the goodness seeds in that a bird needs. Like I said, Perilla. Perilla is really beneficial to birds as well as Blue Moor. All the vitamins and minerals that are going to be missing, I'll put in with the egg food mix. And I think this seed, this mixture that I've done, it's got everything that you're going to need. The finer seeds, like I said, for the younger birds to peck at and digest quicker, and the benefits from them are a lot better than just soap seed alone. For Fonio paddy as well, I mean, I have told you I do add Fonio paddy, we have got it back in stock. A little sprinkle of Fonio paddy, and what I do with that is mix it with the soap seed and egg food mix so it doesn't get lost at the bottom. So that's your product of the week. The new mix I've done, and I just think I will carry on using this now, as well as obviously throughout the breeding season in with the egg food mix. And last few weeks it seems to do the trick. Now the egg food mix, as you'll see in the pictures I'm explaining it, soak seed for me is something I've used for years, and it is so simple to use. And I do get asked quite often how I get mine to germinate so good, and it's all in the video I did last year, so head over and check it out. Soaking seed made easy. It's on one of my videos, and you can't go wrong if you do it like that. 1 part soak seed, 1 part, not part, 1 part the green food mix, which tends to be, like I said before, anything that we've probably got in the house without my wife going, I'll go and nick this or that. But over the last few weeks it's been broccoli in every mix, apple in every mix, 1 kiwi in every mix, and carrot in every mix. Every so often I will chuck certain things in, raspberries, strawberries or something like that, and just mix it up a little bit. So 1 part green food, that's your green food mix, to half a part of egg food. Mix all them together with your grog if you are using grog, or any Fertivit, Omnivit in there, all in one dish. Mix it up. That will be in one dish. Next dish, egg food alone. Another common question that I do get asked is, do I wet my egg food down? Definitely not. All I use is the King's egg food, straight out of the bag, a dish full of that. So I'll offer 1 of them each of each seed, and I'll come in 3, 4, even 5 times a day sometimes, depending if I'm around. Keep a check on it, make sure they've got it, and I guarantee you that that mix, I mean, I've done them what, let's say 20 minutes, half an hour before I started recording, and I can see now half the seed is gone. So I mean, don't get me wrong, there is waste, but the waste is waste that the birds obviously don't want to pick, and they'll pick up for the stuff that they want, and there's a variety of different bits in there for them. So that's just my way of been doing it. Oh, obviously I missed the siskin, red pole, siskin, goldfinch seed all mixed, that full. So you can't go wrong with that. Mix them all together and the birds devour it in no time. So with the 5 canaries, like I said, we've bred quite a few. What I'm tending to do more of now is, as I've got the young off, is to assess them really, and basically look for the pairings that's produced the better looking ones as they've come out of the nest. And it seems to be mainly, especially with the green line, um, the pairing, the adult cock from last year that bred the one that I won with at London, at the London 5 Canary Club. So that cockbird's gone over 2 or 3, and he's going to be going over some of the better ends as well that produce some of the nice birds. So that's what I'm doing for the next round, basically just to try and look and keep that family line going of the cockbird. So it might be half sister to this or half brother to that, and at least I can monitor what's going on because I've got the young off and I can see what they produced already. Also, I've swapped a few around. I'm in cage 12 down here. The blue's gone to a cinnamon now to try and produce obviously white ground birds, as well as maybe some fawns. We've got a couple of white ground birds, one weaned off in the other shed, a couple of blues weaned off, and another white in one of the cages over there just being weaned off now. Also got a couple of cinnamons, I think 5 or 6 cinnamons now, I can't remember, that came from one of the whites. All in all, I can't complain with what we've bred so far. Like I said, there's some just hatching off. There's some second round ones in here just hatching off over the next few days. So majority of them are starting the second round or finishing the second round, whichever way you want to put it. So all in all, really good so far with the 5 canaries. I can see the Norwich now up there building a nest again, the Norwich with a siskin. Building a nest, no doubt in 10 minutes time that'll be out, and the siskin will pull that out, and God knows what we're going to do with them. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look in the other bird room with most of the young birds in. The ones that's weaned anyway, all being weaned by the cockbird. Took some out today, another couple of nests full. He's treading on the nest. Couple of nestfuls, or one that's left the nest, that being introduced in there with a cockbird today as I finished off another block in there. So perfect timing, and obviously I needed it because I'm running out of room in here, and that's the whole purpose of that other shed. Now we're in the new stock shed. Now filling up very quickly. Got 2 rows here, and bear in mind this stock shed is 16 foot long, and it's filling up. What I've got on this row is all the darker birds and a variegated and lighter birds up here, which I'll show you shortly. There's 1 or 2 in here that actually has caught my eye. Obviously the older birds, but like I said, the green birds from the adult bird actually is up here. He's just weaning his young ones off now. We've got this cage here. This is one cockbird that I took away today from in the other shed. He's weaning his young ones in here. Same with this one here. This is a current year cockbird. Really nice bird, the brother to the one that won at Dagenham. So again, good bloodline there. The rest, as we move up there, are the lighter colours. So in this cage here, which I'll get you a close up earlier, this is the cuss with the twite from Aladori. So hopefully he's done the job. If not, like I said, I'm more tending to think they'll do it in the second round. This cage here is just a cage of feeders. I mean, they hatched. The young had black spot and the other dead in shell, so I weren't that bothered anyway, as I was going to use them for feeders. But unfortunately, at that point, I didn't really need them. These other cages along the top are the actual end birds that are meant to be cockbirds. I've run the green cock over the green ends, and the white here That green is that one to the cockbird up there. She's got chicks. She's got 4 chicks. The white hen here is one that bought as a cockbird, turned out to be hen straight away. Never mind, really nice one actually. But the Gerald Spencer bird has gone over that, and she's got young ones in there. So all in all, in this shed, the overspill shed, some lovely birds coming along. So just before we leave, just want to mention which sales I'm at this weekend. This Sunday, Larkfield in Kent. Will be there from, I think it's open to public at 7 PM. All the details are on Facebook for that, and another one run by a brilliant team there. So pop down and say hello, pick up whatever you need. If you do need anything in particular, give me a call or a text, make sure I take that along for you. But sadly, yes, that does bring us to the end of today's episode. A lot of things going on in the bird shed. I've moved because obviously the Chaffinch is in here. She's there now, just on the nest, putting stuff in there, so don't want to keep disturbing them while I'm down the bottom end. But like I said, yes, thanks everyone for watching to the end if you had made it to the end. If you have enjoyed the video, leave a like if you can. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and any questions, put them in the comments, send them on Facebook, and I will try my best to read them out in the next episode. Coming weeks I have booked in to see Chris Harrison. Now you'll see his setup in a future episode when I do go there. I'm not going to say when it's in next few weeks, or next couple of weeks anyway, and speak to Chris quite regularly, and he's got 49 chicks, 49 red poll eggs full at the moment, so hopefully plenty to see there. Anyway, thanks for watching everybody, and I will see you in the next one.